Light a campfire, and everyone's a storyteller. Join us for some thought-provoking and beyond fireside chats.
Welcome to Leave Our World a Better Place. My name is Kasia, and today I'm speaking to Pedro Barraza, and Beyond Managing Director for South America. Welcome, Pedro.
Thank you, Kasia. Very happy to be here talking with you.
Fantastic. We've seized the opportunity today to have a little bit of a chat with you about your home country and your hometown, which is Santiago in Chile. And we're really looking forward to hear what you've got to say.
Yeah, no, I'm very passionate about my country and in general in South America. So very happy to talk about this to you and to your audience.
Fantastic. Pedro, Santiago is your hometown, and it's also where you opened the first and Beyond office in South America. Now, why would you recommend Santiago as a destination where travelers should spend a couple of nights rather than just using it as a stopover to other destinations and other attractions in Chile?
Yeah, there are several reasons that I will say. I will start saying that while Santiago is a large city with over 7 million people, you do not feel such crowded when exploring the city, unless obviously you take the subway in rush hour, which you will see there is a lot of people here. But otherwise, the city it's located between two mountain ranges, the coastal range and the Andes mountain range, with very wide open spaces in the middle. And the city is quite spread out with several neighborhoods and surrounded by also very quaint and picturesque barrios, as we call it. For guests traveling into the city, they will find themselves in very small neighborhoods or barrios where they can find the distinctive parts of the city. We have the Italy neighborhood or Barrio Italia, we have La Staria, we have Bella Vista, Las Condes. So every time that you are exploring the city, you are seeing a little bit more of what the country has to offer. The views of the mountain also are amazing. You can see it from everywhere, and it's particularly interesting between the winter and the springtime, where the mountains are covered by snow. So really very impressive. The city is also quite vibrant with great spots for food lovers, for shoppers, for those who want to, I don't know, mingle with the local people and see the local scene. So it is a city that invites people to connect with the locals. And while most people will come to Chile, particularly to explore the remote areas that we have, the wilderness, uh, sometimes many of them don't have the opportunity to really connect with the local people or understand the way of living. And Santiago offered that opportunity for people to see how the Chileans are, how friendly we are, and how fun we are as well. And while we are not the most, I will say, party animals in South
Mhm.
America, because Chileans are a little bit more serious than Brazil, for instance, you will
Yes.
see that the locals are really fun to be with. So there is, yeah, many things for why I would recommend Santiago, and right now it's considered among the best cities in South America to
It
live.
sounds, it sounds absolutely wonderful, Pedro. Okay, seeing as you obviously know the city really, really well, and you know all the ins and outs, I'm going to ask you for some of your top tips and your recommendations.
Sure.
Now, if a friend were to ask you to recommend a place to stay in the city, what would be the place for you? Do you have favorite places for different types of travelers that you might recommend?
Absolutely, absolutely. The city has a lot to offer for everyone. So it will depends very much on who is traveling, what they're looking for. For perhaps an intimate and more boutique option, first I will select the barrio or the neighborhood where to stay for maybe young people, those that want to be independent and on their own. I would recommend the Las Tarias neighborhood, which is
Hmm.
very close to downtown, and there you have a few very nice boutique hotels. My preferred option is the Singular. The Singular Santiago is a very quaint, small boutique hotel, very sophisticated at the same
Yeah.
time. but located in a nice area. If someone is more in a budget, perhaps I would recommend Cumbres Las Tarrias, which is just next door of the Singular, so it's still in the same location, with all the opportunities to walk around, see the locally scene, great bar and restaurant. So that would be for those people. If for a more classic option, for those that want to maybe not be in the middle of the downtown and some busy street in the night with restaurants, and they want a more quiet area, the Ritz-Carlton, it's a great option in Santiago. Particularly, the location is quite nice. Also, there are within walking distance several fantastic restaurant options in the area, and the hotel is not big. I would say that it's more of a boutique type of hotel rather than a large hotel. So that would be more classic. Also for younger people, the one that like to stay where the local jet sets goes, I will recommend the W Hotel, which is also a nice and a very nice building with great views and top roof bar. Is a fantastic option. And for families, one hotel that I enjoy very much is the new Mandarin Oriental Hotel, the first Mandarin Oriental in South America. That's the one that has really nice open spaces, public areas, a great outdoor swimming pool with phenomenal vistas of the Andes Mountain. So I think there are many choices. There are a lot of boutique hotels as well, but I will say that the two best and in a great area are the first one that I mentioned in Las Tarrias neighborhood.
So there are definitely plenty of different options for different kinds of travelers. Now, if you were looking for a place with your family or your friends, if you just wanted to go somewhere to relax and get away from the crowds in the city, where would it be?
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, also crowds is not really much of an issue in the city
Mhm.
because of how it's laid out and very spread out. I will say probably I will pick some of the neighborhood. One that is closer to where we live is the Italia, Barrio Italia. It's a nice area to walk, to look for antique or to do small shopping, not big shopping malls there, just one man shop where they have some specific, I don't know, plants, sometime books. So it's quite interesting, and they also have some nice local restaurants in the area. So we probably will go there either biking from home or walking into the area for a while and then having lunch. So that would be a nice place for us to be. The other option, which is more if you are in early morning and you want to do some exercises and you want to kind of feel that you are outside of the city, is the amazing and big San Cristobal Hill Park. This is one of the largest park in South America, and the park offers some botanical garden. It has a beautiful Japanese garden as well, cable cars, funiculars, great for runners, for do biking or getting lost in some of the pathway to do some trekking. So this park is really nice, and people enjoy this place as well. So we will do that. I will take the bike any weekend, and we'll do around 30K from home to the park to the top where there is the Virgin Mary statue, and then have a nice view of the city.
Pedro, earlier on you mentioned, the kind of place where you would go out to eat lunch or so forth. I believe that Santiago is becoming very much more of a foodie and a gourmet destination as well. Personally, if you could have a meal in any restaurant in Santiago right now, where would it be and why?
Well, if you say right now, that's dangerous because probably the first thing that I will do, and because we're in a bit of lockdown at the moment,
Yes.
is not possible. But I will dream to go and eat a nice ceviche at some of the fish restaurants that we have in some areas of Santiago. I probably will pick up La Mar
Mhm.
restaurant, or the more simple version of a restaurant of that type, which is Tanta, both Peruvian restaurant. I have to say, my family always laugh about me because I'm a fan of Peruvian foods.
Mhm.
Uh, they have taken the South America by storm with their great cuisine. So I will do a nice ceviche or a fish dish in La Mar or the Tanta restaurant. If we're more on steak, Chile has fantastic steak as well as Argentina. I probably would choose the Happening. Happening, that's my favorite steak restaurant in Santiago. I will take my family there, or will take some business partner to
Mhm.
go. Actually, one of my daughters enjoy very much meat, so that's also her favorite
Yeah.
place. I have some other places for my vegan daughter, so we have kind of a different option. If we're looking, or if I need my fix of local cuisine, and if the family is not in a mood to prepare whatever I want, because at home we also cook a lot of local food. But if more looking for a traditional, more Chilean, I will go to Mestizo restaurant. But indeed, I mean, talking about food and wine, I can spend all day talking about that to you, Kasia.
You obviously know all the ins and outs of the exact places to be. Are there
Yes.
any special experiences that, obviously, using your knowledge of the local restaurants and perhaps some relationships with chefs, are there any experiences that you're able to offer and beyond guests that they simply wouldn't, that are simply not accessible to the general public in the local restaurants or with chefs?
Yes, there are several things that we do and like to do with our visitors when are coming into Chile. Have some great relationship with some chef. I will mention just a couple of those.
Sure.
We like to consider when we have visitor into Santiago is to for them to experience the warmth of and hospitality of the local people. So we have a couple of chef ladies that
Mhm.
they only do a special event at their home in the Las Tarrias neighborhood, very close to some of our hotels, where they invite just no more than 4 people to their home, and they cook fantastic local food for them. This is we also have done for small family groups, small friends,
Mhm.
also events in the house of a very renowned and also TV chef here in Chile, Emilio. Emilio Pecheira is origin from Peru, but lived here and got married here in Chile. He also lived in the UK, and he is a fantastic communicator and a great chef. So we have done events at his house. It's a beautiful house with a nice views of the city as well. Cooking and talking and drinking and learning about the cuisine and the local culture. So those are quite interesting. And when we have larger friends or groups coming into the destination, we probably will pick up some of his restaurant and do some cooking lessons or pisco sour lessons to teach people how to prepare this very typical South American drink, I will say, because we have an argue there between the Peruvian and the Chileans about the origin of the pisco, but pisco sour for everyone. So we will teach how
Okay.
to prepare the best one with some of the local chef and
Well,
bartenders as
it's
well
obvious that
in the
there's a
city.
great deal that Santiago has to offer when it comes to the foodie scene. And what about shopping and retail? Do you have a favorite shop in Santiago, and what would you buy there?
Oh, shopping. That's dangerous. There are also some joke at home that I'm the one that I do most of the shopping. Yes, there is. Yeah, I will say. Well, in if not talking of any type of shopping, but something that is more authentic, more local, more related to South America or Chile. Yes, there is one. There is two store that comes to my mind at the moment. One is alpaca wool, where you get some of the best wool in the world made of alpaca. This is our type of camelid that we have here in Chile and several countries in South America. So the quality of the wool is amazing. We are in wintertime now, so people that are dressing with a sweater or a
Mhm.
scarf from alpaca wool, I bet you they're very warm at the moment, and that's is a nice gift to consider as well. So there are two shops that sells really good quality of this. Well, obviously there are more, but the one that we'll probably recommend to any
Yes.
friend or visitors when coming into Chile is Cuna with K. That's one of, and Sol de Alpaca, Sol like sun of alpaca. So that's one shop that I will probably recommend. I will go with them and I will guide them on best quality of this wool. And the other is which I try not to go quite often because it's a jewelry store. So only if I got very late for several days in the week, probably will go to pick up some jewelry for my wife. But this is a blue
Mm-hmm.
stone jewelry. We call this blue stone lapis lazuli. This is very typical from Chile. It's a semi-precious stone, and there are two places in the world where you can mine this stone. One is Afghanistan, and the other is Chile. So much easier to come into Chile to get some of this precious stone. You have some nice rings mixed with gold or silver. You have necklace and bracelet as well. Also, some nice figures like watch or a chess game made of lapis lazuli is quite interesting. So not only for women, I will recommend also for men to go because there are some nice details for men on these areas made of this semi-precious stone, the lapis lazuli. And there are several shops on selling this. Perhaps the one that I will recommend that I have experienced some very good service, and they have offer also good warranties for our guests. Is a store called Bluestone, just like the one that we were talking.
Those sound like absolutely amazing options, and certainly sounds as though it's quite a dangerous city to visit if you've got a bit of a shopping habit.
Yes, well, not much as South Africa, I would say, with all the jewelry there and diamonds, but certainly Santiago has something to compete with.
Some unique things, yes.
Yes.
Um, Pedro, earlier on when we were chatting about what Santiago has to offer, you mentioned the city's situation and the views of the Andes. If you wanted to go somewhere to enjoy your favorite views, where would you go to do it? And by that I mean both the views of the mountains from the city and views of the city from the mountains.
Oh, this is crucial, particularly when living in Santiago. You really want to have some of those views. I'm fortunate enough where I live that I'm very close to the Andes Mountains, so I have the view of the Andes Mountains, some small boutique wineries as well around where I live, and also the city. There are one park that even not many locals know that is located in one of the neighborhood of Santiago called La Reina. That is called the Maguida Park.
Mm-hmm.
This is just in the Cordillera of the Andes, and it's a nice place to go with the family. And there are some interesting places to walk, to train, horseback riding as well there. But have a fantastic view of the city of Santiago. So this would be very close where I live, around 10 to 15 minutes from here. And if you want to see the Andes Mountain, the best spot is the park, the San Cristobal Hill that I was mentioning earlier. This is a beautiful hill and a beautiful park in the middle of the city. And once you're here, you're looking into the buildings of Las Condes area, but also the impressive view of the Andes Mountain. So I will recommend these two places to go for views of the city, and now also for views to the Andes Mountain, San Cristobal Hill and Maguida Park.
Mm-hmm. You've spoken a lot about various kinds of outdoor activities. I know you spoke about riding your bike to the park, and then about horse riding activities nearby. It really sounds as though that's very much a culture in Santiago. What are some of your favorite outdoor activities in and around the city?
Definitely biking. The city has a lot of biking routes all over, so this is a good way. It's a good mean of transportation for the locals, but also a good way for people to explore the city. And because we're very close, also the mountain, for the more expert bikers, they can do fantastic road into the mountain from Santiago. So biking is my first choice, but also walking, because we have some great areas in the mountains to do hiking for beginners and for the more adventurous that want to climb some of the tallest mountains in Chile. We also have one of the highest mountain in South America, very close by, which is the Aconcagua mountain. But this is yeah, over 6,000 meters high. So this is a more technical mountain to climb. But I will say trekking, biking around the city, it's really good.
Fabulous. Now, you mentioned like the mountains that you mentioned. It sounds as though there are quite a few places around Santiago that are very interesting in their own right, and that you could easily use the city as a base to explore. Um, if you were to enjoy a day trip or a weekend away from the city, what are your favorite places to go?
Several, and that's the beauty of Santiago because everything is close. If you look into the map when seeing Chile, Chile is this very long and narrow country that is bordered by the Andes Mountain and also the Pacific Ocean. So everything is within a very short distance. The mountains, less than 1 hour, you're already there. The coast in an hour and 15 minutes. The wineries, you have wineries within the city and in 1 hour up to 3 or more hours. So if you ask me what I enjoy very much, one is the wineries. I like to go into there sometime with friends to pick up some wine. So if we have visitors, we will take them to have to some of the restaurants or even to do picnic in some of these wineries. So I probably will pick up the wineries first, depending on the time and the season. In autumn, it's beautiful to go into the winery because of the color of the leaves of the vines. In summer, I most likely will go into the Pacific coast to enjoy some great fresh seafood in the area. To maybe enjoy also the beach, even though the Pacific water are very cold, particularly in the Chile part, due to the home current. And in winter and spring, the mountain, the Andes mountain. That's I will say would be my preferred option. And this is something that we regularly do with the family or with friends because of everything is quite close.
As a South African, obviously, the part of that that really intrigues me as well is about the wineries. What are some of the wineries that you like to visit, and what do you believe makes them so special?
Well, you guys have fantastic wine as well in South Africa. So really enjoy my time in Cape Town and the wine country. And yes, I enjoy the wine. I'm not much into the larger producer wine, even though we have in Chile Concha y Toro, which is a very famous vineyard, probably is the largest in the world, recognized in several awards. They produce from the cheap wine to some of the top wineries in the world. Don Melchor would be kind of the top of the rank, and I would say one of my favorite. But this is a large, it's a very large vineyard. They actually sponsor Manchester United in the UK, so that at that level. I, I would definitely recommend and go into the more boutique, intimate vineyard. There is one that is located 45
Mm-hmm.
minutes from Santiago, very close, almost within the city. It's a small boutique. It is an organic and biodynamic vineyard. It's called Viña Outfield Vineyard. The owners are from Norway, and they have managed to produce this fantastic wine. And you can go visit, buy some wine, enjoy some picnic in their grounds, or have lunch with some friends and family, but in a very intimate place. Also, I will visit the Casablanca Valley, which is halfway to the Pacific coast. They produce some of the top white wines in Chile. Sauvignon Blanc, Chardonnay, even Pinot Noir is produced quite nicely there. There are a couple of good vineyards in the area, Matitich and Casas del Bosque. So that would be also a nice place to escape. If you want to be in the heart of the wine country, you will have to drive around 2 hours south of Santiago, and then you will be in the Colchagua Valley. In Colchagua Valley, you have also some of the wineries in Chile, starting from La Postol to Montes, even to this more exclusive Viña Vic that I enjoy their wines very much. So options for wines lover, this is the place. And the beauty as well of Santiago and the wine region is that we are very close to Argentina's wine country as well. Only 30-minute flight, you cross the Andes and you are in Mendoza in Argentina, or you drive across the Andes for 6 hours and you get into this amazing place as well in Argentina. So you have kind of the best of both world of Chilean and Argentinian wines very close when coming into Santiago.
So it's very, very, very easy to combine the two.
Absolutely, very easy.
Just in general, I mean, we've only been speaking about Santiago, and there's already so many different options and so many things to do. What would be your recommended itinerary and the absolute must visit places for first time travelers to Chile?
Yes, for first time travelers, I will go definitely to the areas that are much into the visitor's eye or mind when thinking about Chile, which is Patagonia. Of course, Patagonia is a large area that combines Chile and Argentina and territory in the southern part of or on the southern cone of South America. So it's a large extension, and you can be traveling in Patagonia for weeks and weeks, and you will not cover all. But that would be an area that for first time visitor would be important. Also, the Atacama Desert, because I would say Chile, one of the uniqueness of the country is that it's so diverse, and we have this contrast, this amazing contrast, having the driest desert in the world in one side of the country, to the ice field of Patagonia and the access to Antarctica as well from here. So I always recommend our friends or visitors to experience this contrast of being in the desert and then in Patagonia, because it feels like you're having multiple
Yeah.
holidays within one holiday. Uh, so it will be Atacama, Patagonia, and I will definitely finish in the lake region. The Lake District of Chile, for me, is one of my favorites. The landscape with the lush green forests, the mountains, the rivers, the lakes. You will never stop, or you will never get tired of exploring this area. And more of a reason also is because the first lodge of Ambillón in South America is located in this area. And once you visit, you will realize why we pick up this place, which is magical in terms of all the activity that you can do, but also how you can appreciate nature, particularly during this time where we need to be in much
Mhm.
close contact with nature and understand why all this is happening. I think we have a good opportunity when you're visiting Chile of being that close of nature. So that's for me would be the recommended itinerary. Few nights in the Atacama
Mhm.
Desert, maybe 3 4 nights in Patagonia, because the distances in Chile are so long. We're one of the longest countries in the world. Um, um, I would recommend probably 4 to 5 nights in Patagonia just to see the highlights. The area is so big that you could, as I said, could be weeks there and still cover part of that. And in the Lake District to finish with 3 to 4 nights, I think that would be the best use of your time for a 10 to 14 days trip into Chile.
And obviously, with so many different places and so many different attractions, you must get a lot of repeat travelers who come back for a second or a third time. Do you have sort of more off the beaten track experiences that maybe not most that most first time visitors wouldn't maybe experience, that you would recommend for somebody who's coming again back again for a repeat visit?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And you mentioned the right word about repeat guests. We have many guests that come for first time into Chile without knowing much of what they will find here, because in general terms, Chile is not the most touristy country in South America. Most people knows about Brazil and about Argentina, Peru, or Galapagos, but Chile is kind of a like hidden jewel, I would say. People come with very normal expectation when coming to Chile, but once they realize all what the country has to offer, the security that you can find here, the friendliness of the people, great destination for families. They come the first time and they just realize that they just touched the surface of the country, and then they want to explore more. And every place you go outside of Santiago is a new place to discover. Not many tourists, and areas of the beaten path that you can find are many. Starting maybe for Easter Island, which is in the middle of the Pacific, more Polynesian than Chilean, 5 hour flights to get there, to more remote places like northern Patagonia or the Carretera Austral. This area is for me one of the treasure that are yet to be discovered in Chile, where recently has been created the Route of Park, one of the largest protected areas in the world, where you can explore in thousands of kilometers. Approximately, this Carretera Austral or Austral Highway has 1,500 kilometers or 1,000 miles, and it's really very unexplored with very few infrastructure. So you have to be prepared, maybe four-wheel drive vehicle. There are some small lodges and small hotels, but not big chains of hotels in this area. And you have some beautiful parks in this park. And another area that I would recommend as well for someone coming for second time or maybe third time is Chiloé. Chiloé Island is the second largest island in South America. It is in the south part of Chile, approximately 1 hour and a half flight from Santiago, direct flight to get into this very picturesque island. It is a combination of Spanish and native people that they have been a little bit isolated, and there is a plan to build a bridge to the island. But you find these houses on the stilts, great fishing villages around the area, hundreds of islands in this beautiful archipelago, traditional food, and also considered one of the UNESCO World Heritage in several of their locations because of the wooden churches that were made into this island. People are very religious, and this is one of the interesting places of the country where mythology are still a big deal in the area. They believe in mythological beings, and that's why they were very religious. Just few decades ago. So it's quite interesting, and anyone going into this island will enjoy a fantastic experience, and really outside of any crowd or any touristy places. Even Chileans are discovering both Chiloé and Carretera Austral very much in the last decade here in the country.
Pedro, you speak with such incredible passion about all the various places in Chile, and it's very, very obvious that you thoroughly love exploring your own country.
Eh, yeah, no, definitely. I'm very passionate about Chile, about South America. I don't get bored of exploring all what we have to offer. So apologies if I'm extending too much in some of the topics.
Not at all. Not at all. Personally, would you like to share one of your most memorable travel experiences in Chile with us?
Ah, that's a tricky one. Many. Easter Island is a special place. I would say there are not many places in the world that have given me that sense of freedom. I would say now that I have experienced safaris in Africa, I can compare my experience of feeling alive, feeling nervous for being so close of wilderness in Africa. I will compare with the freedom that you feel in Easter Island, where you are exploring this beautiful place in the middle of the Pacific Island. This is one of the most remote places. The Rapa Nui people, the local people, are very special, and they don't have the sense of urgency. They don't have the sense of materialism of trying to make money
Yes.
for living. They just enjoy life. They have this the Pacific Ocean just around them. If they need food, they go and fish. If they need vegetable, they go and plant their vegetable there. They have this family and family connections very deep in their
Mhm.
root, and obviously with all these beautiful stone statues, the Moai make it quite a special place. So I will say that this, while it's not the same of being in Africa, the sense of you being alive, and it is nature and it is contact with people that what's matter more than material thing. I think that's for me it's quite beautiful. I will say as well that having the opportunity to have traveling extensively in South America, that I will have a long list of memorable experience around South America. Trip I've done Antarctica as well, that was very special to me. But I will say that perhaps northern Patagonia, exploring places that no people has even walked over some of the uh, ice field in northern
Mhm.
Patagonia, and that I treasure a lot as well as part of my travels in Chile.
That sounds absolutely fabulous. What about okay, so those are some of your most memorable experiences. What about a place in Chile that you go back to over and over again that you feel drawn to explore and to come back to numerous times?
Yeah, which I do, which I do.
Mhm.
This is uh, this is the southern part of the country, particularly the Lake District. While I grew up in Santiago, I spent most of my time of being young and a teenage in the Lake District, and we were going every year, every summer, going into the south until I decided to move and live in the south for approximately 4 years, where I found my wife and got married, and we have families in the southern part of Chile. So every time that we go back. I normally like to drive, so I will take different roads and stop in different
Mhm.
places to see and explore the southern part of the Chile. And because it's the beauty of the Lake District is so overwhelming, you never get tired seeing the mountains with the snow, without the snow, the forests green or with different colors in autumn, the lakes, the rivers. I think that's an area where you can come back and stay fantastic for as a family destination, because you can do all the outdoors that you want, from fishing, trekking, mountain biking, horseback riding, climbing, canyoning, you name it, all the activities that you can imagine. So as my kids were growing, we were doing different activities with them, and as they are big now, I also can continue going back, and they definitely enjoy. And it's much closer as well to where we live. So would be an area that I will never get tired to visit, and I would recommend very much to anyone to include it in the first, second, and third itinerary, because they will. There is so much to see.
The way you spoke about the Lake District earlier, I had a funny feeling that that would be the answer to this question.
Let's see.
Pedro, just in terms of global trends in travel, travelers are increasingly looking for experiences that are sustainable and that help to make the world a better place. Can you tell us about a person, property, or place in Chile that's doing great work to improve the world, to leave it a better place, and that you're proud to be associated with?
Mm, mm. Well, I cannot mention anyone before this amazing organization that we have had the fortune to be connected with, Tompkins Foundation. They probably are one of the most inspiring people that I have ever come across. Both Doug Tompkins and Chris Tompkins has inspired many people on protecting our nature. They have been so generous on donating uh, big lands in the northern part of the Patagonia region to the Chileans. And Doug Tompkins and Chris, they were philanthropists, wealthy philanthropy from the United States that came to protect some of the forests in the southern part of Chile, and with the only goal for these to become national parks and be for all Chileans and be protected. So I will say that they are the largest inspiring of protecting our world and making our world a better place. And I think that comes very close to the ethos of the company. And I've been very happy for them to see the connection that they have with our own care of the life, wildlife, and people in and beyond. So the cooperation that we have had with them has been quite great, and I'm very pleased of what we have done with them. That's I would say in a large scale, because what they have done, I think there are not many people in the world that have done such a large donation. In a much smaller scale, I would say a small local foundation that we have been working very closely in the last couple of years with our lodge in the Lake District and beyond Vida Vida is the Race Foundation, who have been working with the Mapuche communities. The Mapuche are the native Indians of Chile that was a
Yes.
very fierce tribe in the past that neither let the Incas or the Spanish to conquer their lands in the Lake District. So they maintain their tradition and roots very deep into the area, and no one was able to interfere or cross into this place. At the same time, they 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 do are very jealous of their land and are very protective because they have seen how much damage has been done surrounding where they live. So the communities has been let aside sometime by the government, and this foundation has been helping to improve their quality of life and also to communicate their culture to visitors. So we have been working quite closely with them and also with some of the communities around our lodge. Doña Rosario, for instance, is an amazing lady from the community that even for myself and my kids has been astonishing to met her and hear stories about her culture. So brave, so inspiring, and I think that's for us as a company, and also for me as a Chilean, is something that we definitely need to be proud of that. So yes, we have those people, we have those contacts, and we are fortunate to share their experience, their culture when they're coming and visiting our lodge in the Lake District.
Pedro, you've mentioned the Mapuche people, and that is very much another trend that's increasingly growing in travel, is for guests to look for authentic experiences with local people, and ones that are done sort of in a way that is sensitive to the culture, but yet presented in an authentic manner. Are there experiences that we offer with either with the Mapuche at Vira Vira or in other places in Chile that provide that element?
Yes, definitely. As I said it also at the beginning, Chile is not really a tourist place, a very touristy place, and there are a lot of opportunities to get this contact with the local people. Either is if it is in Patagonia with the local gauchos, or which are the cowboys, or in the Lake District when visiting our lodge with the Mapuche people and the Mapuche communities, getting to know them in the area where they live, not in a kind of show way. It is authentic. It is how they live, how they communicate, how they transmit their experiences of 100 years living in that area, with their tradition, with their costumes, with their food, with their beliefs, and I think that's something that Chile in general has a lot to offer. Even in the wine country, for instance, where you can meet the huasos, the local cowboys of the areas that has been in the area with their hats, with their clothing, with their horses. All of this can be experienced in a trip when coming into Chile, and definitely this is very nicely done at Ambillon Biravira when you have the opportunity to go outside and one day be doing amazing hiking into one of the active volcanoes and the other day you are eating local food with Doña Rosario and their family in a ruca, which is a local home of the Mapuche people. So the combination and experience that you can have in one trip is really unforgettable.
Mm, that's amazing. Pedro, in your opinion, what is it that makes the itineraries and the experiences that And Beyond offers different from anything else that travelers might be able to experience on their own?
Yes, it's. I think we're very, as a company and our people, our staff, very sensible of nature, of doing things right, and making sure that whatever we do it with a sense of community, and that we showcase the best of the destination, but in a obstructive way to the people, and we because of the way we work and our ethic behind, many doors are open of places that people want to connect with other people. So I would say our itineraries reflects that special approach that we have into the people, into the
Mhm,
places, and also being sensible as well of what people are looking these days when traveling, which is not just the marble or the gold, the luxury for the sense of luxury, but the luxury of being out in a pristine environment with people that care, and also that they can see the world with different eyes when traveling and come back home, change and more connected to our planet. And I think that's something that we look very much into our itineraries to create that experience, that surprise as well. Because one of the things that we like as and beyond is to surprise our guests. Nothing it's sealed in stone of what they will be seeing or doing. What they said, they cheered one thing, but the surprises along the way on how we will create that memorable experience is that will last forever for the clients when visit us. So we never go into all the touristy places that all people go unless there is something specific we want to show. And most of the cases we will be going outside the normal route, outside the normal hour, outside the touristy places, just for the guests to experience the close contact with nature, the close contact with the people, and also to have fun, which for us is quite important when traveling with us.
Pedro, you've done an absolutely excellent job of painting this beautiful, vivid picture of Chile. And I'm sure lots of people would want to experience it straight away. But as you pointed out earlier, a lot of the world is still in lockdown at the moment. And I'm sure that a lot of people are looking for inspiration to get them through until the time when they can travel again. Just to help a little bit with that, do you have any favorite books or movies about Chile that you can recommend?
Uh, yes, yeah, I'm very happy to inspire people to come to Chile. They will have to wait because we're in lockdown at the moment, but we will be here. Chile will be here, and yes, I think we recently launched kind of our experiences and kind of taste of South America with
Hmm.
inspiration with books and movies, and yeah, I have to do a few. Oh, I have to list a few of those into that. I was thinking this morning about what really have inspired me as well to continue exploring my country, and in terms of movies, I will say there is one movie that is very interesting. Is from several years ago. It was from a revolutionary guy, very well known in South America, called the Che Guevara. And there is a movie of a book that is called the Diaries, Bicycle Diaries, where he exploring a motorbike with some friends South America, and it shows different landscape of Chile as well, from the north of the Atacama Desert to the south. I think this is quite interesting because not only showcase the beautiful landscape that we have here in South America, but also some of the issues about inequality as well that you can experience in many of the Latin American countries. So I think it's quite inspiring movie. I would recommend also a series on Netflix that talks about the Andes Mountain, and it's called The Magical Andes. This is quite interesting because it shows all the cultures and people that lives around the Andes Mountain, not only in Chile but in the rest in South America. So I think those two will give a good impression, a good idea of what the destination has to offer, and also to understand a little bit more of the background of our countries. And in terms of books, I've been reading a lot of about Patagonia. That's an area also that I enjoy very much, going back several times. There is one
Yes.
that is called In Patagonia from Bruce Chadwick. That is very, very interesting. The last one that I read was called Patagonia Wild and Free. Patagonia Wild and Free. That is from
Mm-hmm.
which is the memories of William Greenwood. And this was a British uh, guy that came with some friends in 1872 to Patagonia, particularly to Punta Arenas region, and they came to hunt, and William he decided to stay in the area. He fell in love of Patagonia. There is some fantastic history, and until nowadays he is still remembered as Don Guillermo. Don Guillermo. Guillermo being the Spanish name for William. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
in the minds of the local people very much in the area. He has a lot of interesting stories, and Patagonia Wild and Free is a really nice book for someone that is traveling, particularly into Torres del Paine National Park, which is the area where he was um, uh, visiting and doing a lot of his exploration on horse during that area. The local cowboys in Patagonia, they are called vaqueanos, and he transformed himself in one of the best vaqueanos in Patagonia. So this is a very interesting story and a very interesting book. So I would recommend that very much.
I'm definitely going to have a look and see if I can find both the movies and the book. Thank you, Pedro.
Yeah. No, you're welcome, Kasia.
Pedro, it's been absolutely fantastic talking to you. Thank you so much. I'm going to have to get you to come back and tell us some more stories about different places and different destinations in South America. But for now, thank you very much.
You're welcome, Kasia. It has been really a pleasure. I hope that we have touched to your audience with stories about Chile, and that they can come and visit. And certainly, there is much more in for other countries in South America. So, really happy to connect on another opportunity to talk of our other destinations.
Absolutely, definitely. Thank you again, Pedro.
Okay, you're welcome. Have a good day.
Thank you for listening to And Beyond Fireside Chats. Don't forget to subscribe to make sure you never miss an episode. If you have any comments or feedback, or would like to suggest a topic you'd like to hear us talk about, drop us an email at firesidechats@andbeyond.com. We'd love to hear from you.